of a way to start the conference portion of your schedule?
Yeah, it's definitely not the easiest way to start conference season, but we knew we got to go up there, so at least get it out of the way early. But obviously a tough trip, and they're playing very well. They're picked to win our league. I think they've won 9 in a row, 33 in a row in that building. So, it's an experienced team, and Dana does a great job with them, and they've got that culture of winning and understanding it. So it's got all the makings of a great game.
Will Thomas Welsh be available?
Yes, he's practiced the last 3 days, so yes.
Does beating Kentucky, having a long streak, does that help your mentality going into this?
Well, at least helps going as we go into road trips. We've got a road win under our belt. We've got neutral wins under our belt. So we've got wins away from Pauley that help our guys' mindset of knowing that regardless of where the game's played, if we play the way we're supposed to play at both ends, we give ourselves a chance to win. And that's what you want, especially in a building like this and against a team like this. You want to try to get in that last 4-minute game and have a chance to make plays at both ends of the floor to get the win. So, yeah, I think our guys are confident. I think you're going to have 2 teams that are very confident because you got 2 teams that are on major win streaks, and a new season started. So there's a lot of excitement anytime a new season starts.
Go ahead.
You mentioned them being favored heading into the season. Do you still sense kind of that drive from your own team to unseat them, even though you have leapfrogged them in the polls?
Well, I think more than – I don't think our guys, to be honest with you, could care less about the polls. Nothing's been said. Our team hadn't mentioned one time about rankings. And I don't really think they care about what the preseason poll was in the league. I think it's just about they've had a great demeanor to them of trying to get better every week, and they just know that there's a lot of respect for this team because of what they did last year, and they got a lot of those returning pieces back, and they're playing well. I really think it ends at that. I think then it's about just playing the game, and we'll be saying that again when we go to Corvallis 2 days later and have to play Oregon State. So you just get into this season now where you're going to play 18 games and you try to take it one game at a time. And our team's done a really good job of doing that from the 1st of November to the current date. And we're going to have to do that as we move through the conference as well.
If you look at the shooting percentage of the guys who came back, Isaac, Bryce, Holiday, they've all shot way up from where they were before. How much of that is Lonzo?
Well, obviously Lonzo is a big piece of it, but a big piece of it too that I think gets forgotten is what Aaron and Bryce and Isaac have done in the offseason. I think that's why we have such a really good blend, is that we had veterans that are elite players that went through a tough season last year. And so their commitment to the offseason was terrific. And so they're reaping those benefits. And where Lonzo helps is he's an incredible passer, and he's a pass first guy that wants to get people involved. So all those things blended together have helped. But it's I do think it's a blend of these new guys plus these vets that have worked awfully hard on their game.
When you look at the Pac-12, there's already been 4 freshmen who've been Player of the Week. 4 of the top 8 leading scorers are freshmen, and 6 of the 12 starting point guards in the conference are freshmen. Is that pretty incredible when you look at what the freshmen are doing conference-wide?
Well, it obviously has been a very good freshman class, and I think everybody across the country thought that 2016 class was going to be deep, and you never know how it all plays out then in games, and it's played out very well, not just in our league, but I think across the country of what freshmen are doing this year. It's been a good year for a lot of good freshmen, and we feel like we've got 3 really good ones, so we're obviously excited about what our freshmen are doing.
When you saw that they signed a new CBA and didn't really change the one-and-done deal, did you have an opinion one way or the other on that?
No, anytime you can avoid strike, and I think it's 6 or 7 year deal, and I think it's going to be better for players, coming out of college and better for, it looks like there's going to be more jobs, and that's always a good thing. So I didn't figure that we're going to move the needle much in a lot of different areas, and I think people have kind of got adjusted to the one and done. Would I like to maybe see it a little differently? Yeah, I always like guys staying in college a little bit just to get more maturity to not just their game, but the social aspect and what they got to deal with. But I'm also one of those that I'm never going to hold somebody back when that opportunity presents itself to go make a really good living playing a game you love. So I was going to be good whatever those rules change. I think the big thing was keep basketball playing and have a good deal in place. It's going to benefit the players was the big thing.
What are some positives of starting the conference play with such a tough opponent?
Oh, I don't know. I don't know what the positives and negatives are. I think when the conference season starts, the schedule is what it is, and we've got to play at Oregon. Oregon's got to play at us. So it's just a matter of, obviously if you're on the road and you can get a road win or two, I always feel like road wins they're double what home wins are. Doesn't mean home wins aren't hard to get. I think our league's so competitive that getting home wins are going to be hard, getting road wins are going to be hard. But if you can get road wins, you get a little bit momentum going. And we've had, I think, 2 or 3 years in a row now where we've had to start on the road, and that affected us last year. We lost two tough games on the road at the Washingtons, came back, got 2, and then lost a home game, and never really recovered from that. So sometimes if a road win can give you some momentum going into the season, a home loss can be detrimental. It's really your makeup, your team, your toughness of your team, and I just want to see our team respond and play as hard and play as passionate as they can, and then we'll see what happens.
Lonzo hasn't lost a game since junior year of high school, not counting the exhibition. Do you sense that kind of hate to lose mentality with him, that every game matters and he really wants to win?
Yeah, he's so competitive. I mean, we've got to come up with new shooting drills that are competitive and things in practice that are competitive instead of just dry run stuff, because that's what he wants to do. He wants to be in competition. So we want to do that as much as we can. And I think that's great for the team as well.
Coach, what are some keys? Because we know conference play is different. You guys scouted them, they scouted you. What are some keys that you expect your team to go get that win?
Well, I think transition play is going to be huge. We can't give up transition baskets, and we got to try to get some transition baskets, and they're about a +10 on the backboard. So I think it starts with transition, it starts with the backboard, and then anytime you're playing on the road when conference season starts, we're probably looking at a sold-out crowd and a great environment, so very similar to what we had at Kentucky. We've got to be able to handle the runs that are going to take place, because I think Oregon will have some runs. I think we'll have some runs. So the games that we've played thus far have been about runs, and we've got to maximize ours. We got to reduce opponents. So this is a veteran team that can dribble drive it. They can beat you in a lot of ways. They really defend. So there's a lot of keys, but I would say rebounding and transition play is going to be huge.